Williams Sound, helping people hear since 1976.
Hi there, I'm Becca Bryant, an electrical design engineer for Williams Sound, here today to talk about some of my favorite things you can do now that you own a Digi-Wave Dock. The Digi-Wave system itself has incredible capability. There's a lot of really cool things that you can do with it, but with the dock as a central audio hub, there are all kinds of new things you can do that I think are really fun. So in no particular order, these are just random engineering thoughts that I hope will be useful to you. I'm going to go through some of my favorites. The first is, your DLR60 receiver. This is a great little receiver, and with the 30-pin audio connector on the bottom, it's rechargeable. So you put rechargeable batteries in it, and the dock will automatically charge them up. But one of my favorite things to do with this is to put the battery switch inside the DLR in the nickel metal hydride position, like you would have rechargeable batteries, except you take the batteries out completely. And when you dock it, you now have an AC powered receiver. Another great thing you can do now that you have a Digi-Wave Dock is turn your DLT100 2.0 or newer transceiver into a base station transmitter. You do this by putting the dock in auto mode. What auto mode means is that the DLT100 transceiver will automatically turn on when the dock gains power. So if you plug the power supply for the dock into the main rack power, then when you turn your rack on for the day, you've automatically turned on your Digi-Wave transceiver. And if the transceiver itself is in master, chairman, or presenter modes, it will also automatically turn its talk button on. Therefore, it works just like our T45 or any of our other base station transmitters. Another one of my favorite features is one that I came up with because I have 2 children in elementary school. And the school my kids go to uses whiteboards, but smart boards all the time. I've been amazed since my kids got into school how much technology has been added into the school system. So the teachers use AV presentations in everything they do these days. If you have a kid in the class that's hearing impaired, that can be a real challenge, especially if it's a classroom like my kids' classrooms where they have a teaching assistant as well. By using a Digi-Wave Dock, it makes it super easy to add the AV content from your smartboard or your computer or other AV presentation in a classroom setting into both a teacher and student teacher's conversation. So your student can hear everything crystal clear with easy amplification. Another great thing the Digi-Wave Dock can help you do is to address one of the biggest challenges, technology-wise, that is faced by people who are trying to do interpretation. There's a form of communication called simultaneous interpretation, but particularly two-way simultaneous interpretation that looks like this. Okay? If I have, let me use a black marker so you can see it. If I have a boardroom table. Now, I first thought of this because the President of Mexico, who speaks, of course, Spanish, was sitting across a boardroom table. We'll say he's smiling, although that's probably not realistic, from the CEO of a major U.S. corporation that wanted to build a factory in Mexico City. We'll make him a little more concerned. But he's an English speaker, right? Okay. Now the problem is that both of these guys have a team of lawyers with them. Seated across the table, you have a bunch of individuals, and each one of those people costs hundreds of dollars an hour and thinks they're very important. Now the poor interpreter, whose job it is to interpret Spanish into English and English into Spanish across this table, has a heck of a job to do, particularly because everybody's short on time. Now, the traditional way to do this is something called consecutive interpreting. That means the interpreter waits for somebody to finish what they're saying and then repeats everything they've said. The problem is if you've got thousands of dollars an hour in salary sitting across this table, nobody wants to wait for consecutive interpreting. They want the interpreter to be able to do simultaneous, which has been proven to save as much as 40% of the time of the people who are sitting across the table from each other. So, with your Digi-Wave Dock, you can easily hook the dock itself up to an interpreter's console like our IC2, which allows the interpreter then to listen to the Spanish group while speaking to the English group and switch back and forth at the push of a button. The big advantage to using the dock in this situation, rather than just trying to hook up your DLT100s through cabling to something like an IC2, is that all the audio leveling is done for you. So literally all you have to do is hook up XLR cables and you're finished, you're good to go. It makes this a very portable, very convenient, and very, very affordable system for portable simultaneous two-way interpretation. The coolest thing I've come up with, though, to do with the Digi-Wave Dock allows you to really expand the capabilities of your Digi-Wave system. Now, one of the neat things about the DLT-100 is that two-way conversation, right? The ability to have any two people in the group chime in and have live microphones at the same time. However, we've had a lot of people say, why not 3 microphones? Why not 4? Why not 5? And the answer is it's a limitation of the spread spectrum frequency hopping technology that we use. You can only have 2 mics live in the same group at the same time. However, if you have a Digi-Wave dock, you have a way to combine the groups together. Here's how you do it. Okay, you take your dock and you put a DLT-100 transceiver in it. Okay, by the circle you know it's a transceiver, not a receiver. And this is on group 1. Okay, group 1 is transmitting out, and there's another Digi-Wave transceiver out here in group 1 that it's talking to, right? So these talk back and forth. So this transceiver is transmitting not only the audio from the microphone jack on the top, but also any audio that's coming into it from the dock itself. Well, if the audio that's coming in from the dock comes from a receiver on group 2 in another bay of a Digi-Wave dock, then what you have is the audio from 2 DLT-100 transceivers on group 2 that's now being mixed with the audio from this one and transmit to that one. So now you have 1, 2, 3 live mics plus the one that's in the dock if you want to use it. Well, what if you add another one on group 3? I'm sure you're getting it by now. That again gives you 2 additional microphones. So now you can have as many as 5 live microphones that are all being transmitted on the same group at the same time, and anybody can chime in from those 3 groups. So for applications where you need more microphones, if you have a Digi-Wave dock, now you can do it. These are just a few of the engineers' favorite applications. There are so many more. I can't believe how many things people have already come up with that they can do because they have a docking station, and it's really fun to see what people come up with. But if there are any specific applications you have questions with, we would love to help you out. So give us a call at 1-800-843-3544 or check us out on our website, www.williamsound.com. Thanks for listening and have a great day.